Greetings to you. This video is about the Holy Spirit. The Jehovah's Witnesses teach that the Holy Spirit does not have personality. It's not a person, but just a force. Well, I'm going to show you something in their Bible, the Bible I used for 40 years, what proves them so very, very wrong. Before we go into this, in a court of law, where somebody brings a case against somebody, the defense lawyer of the one prosecuted, if he finds one error in the accusations made against his client, the whole case can be thrown out of court. Doesn't matter how much truth is in it. If that lawyer for the one being charged finds one thing wrong in the case, the whole thing can be thrown out, and has been many, many, many times in legal history. So why is it then, with the countless proof that the Watchtower Society have made so many false prophecies, so many, why is it then that people still follow them? Well, the answer is quite simple. Most people have family or friends who are Jehovah's Witnesses, and they've been blackmailed by the governing body in New York of Jehovah's Witnesses that if you resign from this organization or are disfellowshipped, if you just resign, the elders in the congregation you're attending or attended are instructed by the governing body to make sure that an announcement is made before the whole congregation, and then the family and friends you have in that religion cut you off, as I've experienced, and has my daughter also, and my son-in-law. So why is it they get away with it? That's the answer. Because people are afraid to lose family and friends. They live under an umbrella of fear. I know there are many, probably thousands, if not more, among Jehovah's Witnesses who are called the conscious class. They are conscious of something's not right, and they want to break free. You imagine the turmoil that's going on inside their mind. Let's get down to the meat of this. If a Jehovah's Witness comes to your door, ask them, is the Holy Spirit a real person? And they'll say no. Take them to their own Bible in John chapter 16. And we're going to read from the New World Translation, John 16. Right. We'll read from verse 4. Well, actually, we'll read from verse 1, because this is interesting. John 16, verse 1. Jesus said, I have spoken these things to you, that you may not be stumbled. Men will expel you from the synagogue. In fact, the hour is coming when everyone that kills you will imagine he has rendered a sacred service to God. Now, how true that is. When you're expelled from the religious building, the Kingdom Hall, or if you just walk away. That was prophesied here. Verse 3. But they will do these things because they have not come to know either the Father or me. See, they don't know Jesus Christ because they call Jesus Christ a created being. 4. Nevertheless, I have spoken these things to you, that when the hour for them arrives, you may remember I told them to you. These things, however, I did not tell you at first, because I was with you. But now I am going to send to... So I'm going to him that sent me. I'm going to him that sent me. That's the Father. And yet not one of you asks me, where are you going? But because I have spoken these things to you, grief has filled your hearts. Nevertheless, I'm telling you the truth. It's for your benefit I'm going away. Now here's the point. Jesus said, for if I do not go away, the Helper will by no means come to you. But if I do go my way, I will send him to you. And when that one arrives, he will give the world convincing evidence concerning sin and concerning righteousness and concerning judgment. In the first place, concerning sin because they are not exercising faith in me. And concerning righteousness, because I'm going to the Father, and you will behold me no longer. Then concerning judgment, because the ruler of this world has been judged. I have many things yet to say to you, but you are not able to bear them at present. However, verse 13, when that one arrives, the Spirit of truth, he will guide you into all the truth, for he will not speak of his own impulse, but what things he hears he will speak, and he will declare to you the things coming. He is a person. It doesn't say it, does it? Even the New World Translation. Now let's go to this word in John 16:13, that one, when that one arrives. The Greek word there is ikonos, and that is masculine. In fact, if you go to the Greek interlinear that Jehovah's Witnesses use, where I've circled there, in the purple there, you can't really see it properly, can you? Ikonos there. You get your own Greek Bible out. That one is masculine. Also, back over the page to John 14, verse 17. The word there used in John 14:16, I will request the Father, and he will give you another helper to be with you. The word there in Greek, parakletos, is virtually always used to describe a person, parakletos. Now, the interesting article the Watchtower Society brought out in their Awake of the 8th of December 1973, page 27, is this. Let's go back to John 16 and verse 11. It says, then concerning judgment, because the ruler of this world has been judged. Right? So the Holy Spirit would give convincing evidence about Satan. Now in this Awake of 8th of December 73, page 27, the Watchtower argues there the devil must be a real person. Some people believe the devil's just an evil force, if you like, that exists in us. But the Bible teaches quite clearly the devil's a real person. Because the devil in Matthew 4 and Luke 4 tried to tempt Jesus, which was impossible. So they argue there the devil must be a real person. See, what the devil's done here through this Watchtower Society, he's made the Holy Spirit just a force, putting the Holy Spirit below him, because the devil knows he's a real person. You get the point? Evil didn't exist in Jesus, and with evil things he couldn't be tempted. So the one that came to him must have been a real person after his baptism. So there's some things you can reason with Jehovah's Witnesses. If they come to your door, ask them one question: is the Holy Spirit a person or a force? And they will say, a force. And you take them to John 16 and you read them from verse 1 to verse 13. Well, actually, we'll go back to John 16 and we'll continue a little bit. I've missed this. Verse 14. John 16:14. Talking about the Holy Spirit. That one will glorify me, because he will receive from what is mine. Again, the word he. And will declare it to you. See the point there? So read John 16, 1 to 14. Ask them to use their own Bible and say, when it says he, what is a he? A he is not an it. You see, when I was baptized as a Jehovah's Witness in 1974, the baptism question, in line with Matthew 28, 19 and 20, is I was baptized in the name of the Father, Son and Holy Spirit. And the Apostle Paul says there's one faith, one Lord, one baptism. Well, in the 1980s, the Watchtower changed the baptism questions to being in association with God's Spirit-directed organisation. So they removed the Holy Spirit and they brought in their organisation, another tool of the devil. So people were making like a political affiliation almost, a contract with an organisation. And the pathetic excuse they gave about changing the question from in the name of the Father, Son and Holy Spirit was to simplify things. Well, how much simpler can you get than in the name of the Father, Son and Holy Spirit? You see, these people are blaspheming, unbeknown to themselves, the ordinary Jehovah's Witness. They are blaspheming the Holy Spirit. They are sinning against the Holy Spirit. How do you think the Holy Spirit feels to be called a force, like electricity you plug in and out of the wall on a plug? Father, Son, Holy Spirit, all part of the Godhead, each with a separate role, but all parts, all co-eternal, always around, always been here, before creation. Simple. Now whether you want to call that the Trinity or whatever, that's up to you. Whatever word you want to put to it. But I prefer to use the word Godhead, which consists of three identities that have a specific role but are one. That's why Jesus said, I and the Father are one, but they have specific roles. It's hard for us to get our heads around that, isn't it, as human beings? For example, Adam and Eve became one flesh. Two distinct beings, two with specific roles, but one. Yeah? If we try to apply human logic to divine things, it doesn't always work. And someone's knocking the door, so I'll cut off here, and please read those verses.